Good evening, morning, afternoon, freaks and geeks. This is Cass. I'm back for another story. This one's going to be kind of short because I've only got one story that's relative. As my title will suggest, it is kind of a personal glitch in the Matrix story. However, at the time, I didn't even know it was that. Alright, so when I was a kid, I was 8, 9, something like that, I was playing in the huge parking lot that was behind my house. And I was LARPing before I knew it was called LARPing. I had a wiffle baseball bat and I was pretending it was a sword. So I was in the parking lot slashing around, pretending I was fighting bad guys. And the parking lot was it had one huge parking lot, and then it had driveways going beside the building, out to the main road. So I was fighting in it. And I got up to the fence to the side of one of the driveways, and I did a fancy slash, and then I pretended I sheathed it on my back, and then I stood up, and I looked down the driveway, and I saw myself standing on the sidewalk staring back at me. And of course I was a little bit freaked out because I didn't know what was going on. At first I thought it was someone that looked just like me. And he probably thought the same thing. And then he kind of did a jog down the sidewalk past the building where I couldn't see him anymore. So I ran up and I looked around the corner and he was gone. I looked around the parking lot just in case he was looking for me, but I couldn't see him. So creeped out, I decided to head home, and I told my father about this. And then he told me about doppelgangers. So I was convinced I saw my own doppelganger. 2 or 3 years later, I'm walking down the sidewalk, walking home, and I look down the driveway and I see myself playing in this parking lot, doing all the same slashes, did the fancy slash, and then sheathed it, and I was like, I remember this. I remember seeing myself in this position. So, without even thinking about it, I dashed off to in front of the building, and I turned around and I waited for my younger self to come up this driveway, but my younger self never showed up. So I looked down the driveway and I was not there. So I walked home, and I told my father about what I just saw, and he laughed his ass off. So that is my only personal glitch in the Matrix experience. So let me know what you think. At this point, only one other person had watched my previous personal story video. However, I still will be updating these daily. However, if they don't go anywhere, then I guess I just will not bother. That is if I get my computer up and going. Until I get my computer back, this is what you got. So, that is all. Draffering.